beautiful in person, taller in person. Oh my God. Can you give another big round of applause for James, everybody? James, how are you doing today?
I'm really good. Thank you guys for coming today. I know your time is so valuable, so I really appreciate you just taking the time out of your day to spend it with me. So thank you. I'll try not to bore you guys with the details and whatnot, but yeah, I was asked to come here to share some of the details of the transition. If you knew me before, you might kind of be hoping to hear some dirty secrets of K-pop or like behind the scenes story. Like, that's not today, I'm sorry. Today is more about my personal journey, and yeah, so I'm James Lee. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and this is my third trip to Malaysia, and I'm really happy to be back. I specifically told my record label to plan a tour for Malaysia, because every time I'm here I have such a great time, and the fans are amazing. So yeah, once again, thank you. But basically, I'm here to tell you that becoming like the next, what I've learned is becoming the next Tiger Woods, or the next Drake, or the next Michael Jordan is probably not going to happen. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. But I want to let you know that what I've learned from my experiences is persevering, and your tenacity and your relentlessness is something that can really get you through, and it can be your most valuable asset. And that's kind of what I've learned on my own. So, to paint the picture, I want to give you a little background. Before I moved to Korea, I was in a metal band. We were called Azusa, and we toured like tattoo shops and bars and like the dirtiest places you could kind of imagine. But it wasn't the smartest move, because I had bills to pay. A lot of people don't know this. I'm going to share some secrets about myself that I never shared before. But I was homeless when I was younger. When I was in college, I was sleeping in my car, and I would shower at the 24-hour Fitness. It's a gym, because we grew up very, very poor. And yeah, well, first of all, why am I sharing my story with you guys, right? I wouldn't even want to listen to me. Because honestly, I'm just like you guys. But I recently released an album called The Light EP with Universal Music, and they brought me here. So the journey of me creating that project is why I'm here in front of you guys today. And yeah, okay. So after my metal band, I moved to Korea, and I ditched everything I thought of before, and I joined a K-pop group. I was in a rock band called Royal Pirates. And yeah, some of the benefits of being in a band is I got to play huge festivals. I got to go on tour around the world. And I was a brand ambassador for a lot of different companies. I was a model in over 10 commercials. I worked with some of the top stars in Korea. You probably know them. And I was also a judge on the final season of Astro's Dark Horse. Yeah. Did you guys watch it?
Yeah. When did
you guys think she was going to win? Do you guys remember who won? It was Wendy. Yeah, she's very talented. But yeah, I got to do that. So I get to do these fantastic things, you know. But I'm not in the band anymore, because if you don't know, my left hand was cut off in an accident in 2015 and reattached after 5 surgeries. So it was cut off and attached by some skin. So now I can no longer play guitar, and not only was I physically disabled because of the hand, because I can't grab things anymore with the left hand properly, but it really messed with my mind. I went through a lot of stress and a lot of depression. And yeah, some people say social media can really make you depressed. I don't know how Malaysia is with like Instagram or Twitter, but I'm addicted. I can't stop posting pictures of my dog. If you haven't joined Instagram, you can follow him at Jerry the Wolf. I wish I could show you right here. Yeah. Social media helped me, actually. I use social media to kickstart with Kickstarter a crowdfunding campaign and raised 3 times the original goal of $27,000 to reach $9 90,000, about 90,000 USD. I don't know what that is in Malaysian ringgit. So, can you do the math? Who's good at math?
Times 4.
30, around 300,000 Malaysian ringgit, right? So, that's real, that's tangible, right? I did not expect to be able to do that. My target was way lower. I was targeting just help me get by. But then, with the help of social media, I was able to go above and beyond and accomplish things that I didn't even imagine before. So, basically, just to break this talk down for you guys, I don't want to bore you, so I'll tell you what I'm going to talk to you about. I broke it down into 3 sections. Number 1, everyone has their own baggage, right? Everyone's going through their problem. You're going through your problem, you're going through your problem, you're going through your problem. Everyone's got it. Mine was, I had this complex where I grew up with a house. You know, I didn't know if there was going to be food on the table when I was younger. And not the entire lifespan of my childhood, but for a significant portion when I was in college, actually. I'm guessing a lot of you are college students as well. So at this time in my life, I was living in my car. So that was my baggage. I'm not saying it's worse than anybody else, but that was just my own. Second part is, it's easy to get caught up in the idea of destiny. I'm supposed to be this person. And that's kind of what I did. I pursued a life in K-pop because it looks so glamorous. I see all these fancy like girls dancing and guys dancing. I was like, I want to be one of them. I want to meet those people. You know, they're so cool. But that was just my idea, and that wasn't the reality. I tried it out, but I figured out a lot of different things along the way. And third is perspective and how you maneuver your situation. It's more important than the situation itself. And I try to keep it. I'm listening to myself and I'm boring myself. Right? Basically,
you're doing good.
My situation was, my identity was, I'm a bass guitarist. I play guitar. I practice guitar 8 to 13 hours a day. I don't do anything else. My hand gets cut off. In some ways, that's a death sentence, right? For your career, at least. But my perspective allowed me to move on. Right? I wasn't stuck in that rut. And I'm not still in that rut because I decided to move on. But it wasn't easy. It's not going to be easy for you guys. And I don't know where you guys are coming from, but I'm sure you have your own baggage. And you'll have your way to move on as well. So, that aside, let's skim through this speech. And I'll try to make it as pleasant as possible. So, my mother spent most of my childhood caring for my father. So I remember when I would go to school, other kids would be picked up by their dads, right? But I would be praying that my dad didn't fall down at home, because then he can't get back up the rest of the time. So this is the terror I grew up with as like a insecure little kid. And you might not think that if you look at me, but that's what I went through as a child. That's kind of who made me who I am. And we lost our house when I was working 3 jobs. So jumped to 15, 16 years old. I was an assistant manager at Baskin Robbins. I had very long hair, and I was also a waiter at a sushi restaurant. And in America, they have tips. So I liked working at a restaurant because I could get food, and I liked working at Baskin Robbins because you get dessert. And I also worked as a data entry abstractor, which is super boring, just punching numbers, but you get a nice paycheck. But we lost our house at the time. So we lost our house, and I ended up going to college. You guys might not know, I'm the first person in my family to go to university. When people talk to, do you guys know SATs? The SATs?
Yes.
So, I thought it was Saturday school when I was in high school. People would be like, did you go to SAT school? And I'm like, I don't want to go to Saturday school. Like, no. I had no idea what they're talking about. But I went because it seemed like what people were doing, right? And I always craved financial stability. I didn't want riches. I just wanted to be okay, right? But then, so I quit my metal band, thinking, I gotta put music behind me. that didn't happen. And then I decided I wanted to be a college professor. So this is kind of like, I'm going back to square one. I really wanted to teach at the university level. and then give boring speeches. But then I threw it all away. I graduated with honors. I was a TA. I got great grades. I was planning on going to grad school, and then I met these two Korean dudes named Moon and Soo who went viral on YouTube. And I was like, dude, that seems so cool. I want to be like these guys. They're so Korean. I was not Korean at the time. So it gave me hope, and it distracted me, and so I decided to just go for it. And I went for it, and this brings us to the second section of this super exciting speech about destiny. How you can kind of get caught up in your destiny, right? You think something's meant for you and it's fixed, right? So all my life, I've been casted to be a model or actor or some type of like advertising, like whatever, like be part of the events. So I was like, oh, I guess that's what I'm supposed to be. I think that's because everyone else is telling me. Chung-Shin from CM Blue, who's also a good friend of mine, and Han Hyo-ju, who's she's an actress. I was meeting my designer friend, or stylist friend, because I was tired of seeing myself on TV look corny. I was like, who's this corny guy? Is that me? And it was me. It was not what I wanted to be. But I just wore it the best that I could, and I said the things the best that I could, just to try to have one viral moment or something like that, right? But I was 2 minutes late, and I remember because I was looking at my phone, and I'm walking into the restaurant, and the frame collapses on me. And I'm lying on the ground, and I open my eyes, and there's blood everywhere. There's blood all over the ground, and there's shards of glass, and I look, and my hand is disconnected from my arm. And I'm like, dude, this is a bad dream. Like, I gotta wake up. So I try to move my fingers. Nothing's moving, right? I just see the things on the inside of my hand moving. I'll try not to go too into detail, but I want you to know the gravity of the situation. All I was at that point was a bassist, chasing fame and getting TV shows because of taking off my shirt. Suddenly, I lost all of that, right? Yeah, it was a nightmare, but I couldn't wake up. And I stood up, I picked up my hand off the ground with my other hand, and then I collapsed, screaming, crying in Korean. I don't know why, I don't speak Korean fluently. I don't know why I don't speak Korean. But they sent me to the local hospital, and unfortunately there's something called MERS at the time, which is like SARS, but everybody was infected, so they wouldn't let my manager into the hospital. So I don't understand the doctors, but they're yelling, the nurses are yelling. They're telling me, don't touch yourself, don't touch your face, don't touch your face, don't. I'm like, why? It's my hand that's messed up. And then I'm itchy, I pull out a piece of glass from my forehead, blood pours all over my face. What happened was my hand was ripped out of my shoulder socket, right? And so I pulled a muscle in my back, and glass had fallen all over my skull. So you can't see, but I have scars on top of here. This is the lowest point of my life. One of the lowest points of my life, because I go in there, and the doctor, I'm like, is it gonna be okay? Is it gonna be okay? And he's like, he's annoyed. Because he sees this stuff all the time, right? He's like, calm down, calm down. I'm like, okay, must be okay. He finally comes around to take a look, and he pulls off the green sheet, and he's like, why'd you come to Korea? You should have stayed in America. Because it was just a wreck. They sent me to another hospital where they do a surgery. But the doctor who was doing the surgery was in the middle of another surgery. What happens is, he comes out because my management, at this point, everybody from my company is there. It looks like here. It looks like this right now. I'm exaggerating a little bit, more like this section. Right? But the doctor comes out and looks at me and says, why are you guys causing all these problems? Huh? And then he looks at my hand, and he looks at me, By the way, this hospital looks like a hamburger store, like on the side of the street. It looks so shady, right? But he tells me, be prepared to lose your hand. And he goes back in. That's what he says. Be prepared. I'm like, oh, how? Like, how do you prepare for that, right? I go into surgery. They say it's going to take 6 hours. It takes 8 hours. And I keep waking up during the middle of the anesthesia. Right? Sorry, I sound like a flat tire. Everyone's. So it was rough. I'll spare you the details. 5 surgeries later, but that wasn't the lower point because after about 2 weeks after the surgery, my company at the time set up a production team for a drama called Descendants of the Sun, or Taeyongehue, wanted to meet me. And my mom flew to Korea. I lied to her at first. I told her that I sprained my wrist. Because what can she do, you know? So she, eventually when I had to get the 3rd surgery, I broke down. I was like, Mommy, I need you. And she flew to Korea. And she told me not to go to the meeting. But my company was like, this is a great opportunity. And I was so dumb at that point in my life. I was so blinded that I did not take care of myself. And honestly, I love my old company because they did their best for me. But for me, I should have quit at that point. I really should have stopped because that was the lowest point. The second I went into the meeting and they told me to take off the brace because they wanted to see what it looked like, but it felt like my hand was going to come off because it was wiggling, because it wasn't attached completely. I was like, what the heck am I doing? Why am I doing this meeting? I go to the meeting, hi, I'm James. I'm smiling, I'm trying to get in. I get rejected for the role. That's the lowest point of my life. Right? The reason I want to tell you this, right? I forgot what it was, so I'm is that I went against my better knowledge, and I went against my integrity. But I should have gone and taken care of myself first, and I really think to be the best version of yourself, you have to take care of yourself. You have to make sure you're healthy mentally and physically. So leaving the group was the best choice for me, because I got to start over again. That was the end of the 3rd point, and this is the conclusion. Just so I don't bore you guys. I had to take care of myself, and eventually I did the crowdfunding project, which was called The Light. I made the Light EP.